It's definitely for me a serious thing, but in a good way. And it's a place where things actually happen and evolve, which is not common for endometriosis at all. So it's for me, it's a thing with a lot of progress. I think I will say. First and foremost, the fact that I'm an endometriosis patient myself, that I have lived through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and a lot of anxiety and a great feeling of being alone in all of this, which has been for me a very, I don't know, maybe it's just kind of a learning process that you cannot expect things to make sense in this process, because it doesn't, because there are so many things that we do not know. And the fact that I have lived through all of those phases has been meaningful for me to process to others. And I think that is definitely my biggest strength, that I know how it feels to be battling endometriosis. And then maybe also, if I may be plural, the fact that I am a journalist and do communication every single day and think about how I write things and how I say things and how I communicate things. And that has helped me quite a bit in this process, because it's a very it's a hard subject to communicate, because so many people do not know what it is. The fact that I know communication and it kind of just feels natural to me is actually also a strength, I think. So combining the two has been important for me. It means that I'm able to contribute to the academic level, which is also important for me, because I, as I've said before, I have an insight in how it is to be a patient, which the academic level rarely has. So it's an opportunity for me to contribute to that level with the things I know, which could probably and possibly help them. It would definitely again be the link between the academic world and the patients, which in this case would be me. The fact that I know how it feels to be battling this disease, and the fact that I have so many stories in my inbox from other patients, which tells me the exact same thing. Everyone is telling me the exact same thing, that it's hard and it's lonely and it's the doctors sent you away, and a lot of the same stories they tell me, which I kind of feel the urge to somehow present to the world as one voice, maybe. And the fact that FEMaLe is a part of my life now makes it easier to combine and link the two worlds. Right. Also, the fact that I don't always understand the academic stuff, which I don't. So now I actually have an easier way to understand things. Just have somebody explain it to me in human words. or you know, oh, sorry, that's my dog. Just explaining it in the words I usually use, which is nice for me. It's actually not a thing that I do on purpose, but I kind of do it unintentionally because I keep on saying the same things. I keep on repeating how hard it is to live with this disease. I keep on repeating that it's not fair that we tend to send women home from the doctor with the message that it hurts to be a woman. I keep on repeating that the system as we have it today in Denmark is not good enough. I keep on repeating that women with endometriosis is also a resource to the community and to the country. We can actually still be a part of everything if if we somehow do it differently than we do it today. Because today it's too many women have actually just have to give up during this process because they don't get the help they need, they don't get the trust they need, and everything is just feeling really lonely. And because I keep on repeating that, it kind of moves into you know it kind of translates things that you need to know about endometriosis, because I do it from the patient perspective, I think. I don't know if that makes sense. It has definitely been a success in the political work that I do, because it kind of it's the documentation I need for the things I'm telling the politicians. It's kind of, you know, it makes my words even stronger. It makes my words of higher value, because the things I can tell the politicians is what the patients experience, and FEMaLe has been my documentation partner in some way, to tell them that I'm telling them the truth. It's not just things I'm making up because I'm mad at the system. It's actually what happens. From my perspective, the biggest problem is that it is somehow still not a disease that everyone knows. It's not a disease that everyone takes serious, which I also think is really important. And one of the things that I find the most disturbing is that I still have to explain to people that this disease gets worse as time goes by. And if you are not treated and you are not controlled and you are not in the hands of the specialists, then you're kind of, excuse my French, fucked, because it just destroys you from the inside while nobody is taking it serious. And that is, to me, the most important thing to learn people that this is actually a disease that destroys you and your body, your mental health, but also destroys your dreams, because there are actually women with this disease that they have to choose themselves and their well-being, instead of creating a family. And that really breaks my heart. So it's very important for me to keep on repeating that this disease destroys as time goes by if you don't do anything about it. And that's what a lot of women experience that nobody is helping you during the worst time for them. I think the first thing I would do was to create some kind of, I don't know what to call it, but some kind of center or some kind of, I don't know, it's kind of the link between the clinical world and the patients, because this is such a huge area, and it concerns so many women and their families. We also have to remember that this is not just the women, it's also the families, the employers. It's all of the network. Shit, vad är irriterande. It's the network the women have that also this also affects. So I think to create some kind of link between the two worlds so that it's easier to be a patient, but also easier to be a doctor or an academic researcher, because there is some kind of translation in between the two levels. So that would definitely be the first thing I would do, because when you're a patient and you are really ill, which I have experienced being, you kind of have the feeling that you can get in touch of a doctor or a nurse or somebody who can enlighten you. And the second you hang up the phone, you have one, maybe two questions that you didn't ask. Then then an hour passes and you have 8 new questions, and you have no clue how to get these questions answered, and you don't know who to contact, or you know who to contact, but it's not an option. So it's really hard to be alone and lonely in this disease, and knowing there is someone who can help me, but I'm not able to reach them. So the fact that there would be some kind of link would maybe also help in that area, I believe. So that would definitely be the first thing, but not the only thing. So it would be the first thing, and from that, a whole chain of things from my perspective.